Hey, good evening, guys.
What's up?
Good evening.
So, we have a very special kind of celebratory episode tonight. And Chris just got his new Gen 2 Dune Tri-Motor Max Pack R1T.
Yes, I
And
did.
I want to tonight's episode is going to be all about that in different ways, but I want to talk about two things. Number one, I want to hear now that you've seen it and experienced it and live with it in person, just your overall impressions of Dune. And the second thing that I want to get to is your impressions of the Gen 2 coming from the perspective of a Gen 1 quad motor. So Gen 2, what do you think of tri versus quad and just all of the things? But let's start off with the Dune edition. The colors, the interior, the wheels, like hit us.
It is good. It is really good. Like, I mean, you can see it. Like, look at the seats and stuff. It's just unbelievable. The two-tone, that's the eye catcher, really. I mean, the paint is cool, but the inside is just where it's at. And so that, I mean, the fact that it's like a limited edition, right? They're only making supposedly 500 each of them. That was kind of like a if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna have to do it quick because they're gonna sell out of the 500. And I kind of like having a one-off. I don't know. I've always liked weird things, like weird vehicles and stuff, and different things. And this is definitely different. So that was a good selling point. But I love it. I
And
love the interior. I love everything about it.
yep. So I was blown away by that interior combo. And I have seen the two-tone slate sky, which is a beautiful interior, but I am partial to the one in the Dune. It really is nice, and I love it. Even though it is not the Ascend stitching in the seats, it's more like the pattern from the Gen 1, but
Hmm.
the sandstone two tone with the black up top is amazing. And Chris, remind me, actually, is that a hint of your Gen 1 R1S that we can see kind of back behind you?
Right there.
Yep. Yep.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yep.
which interior do you have in that?
It's the one nobody has. It's the Black Mountain. That's it. Like it's got the vinyl dash, no wood.
Oh, okay, okay. But
Hmm.
it is an ocean coast. I couldn't remember. So
Yeah, my,
um
my wife had a thing where she wanted something that would clean up easy and not show stains from the kids. And so the Ocean Coast has a I don't know, a stigma about it where it's like the Tesla white interior, like, oh, I'm gonna the kids are gonna spill something on it, it's gonna be stained forever. The seats are super durable. Other than the ventilated seats, that you get stuff into the holes, there's like really not much risk, I think, in terms of
No.
staining them.
I agree. And I know that a lot of people on the lighter interiors have done ceramic coating treatments to the seating surfaces themselves, but all right. And so Chris, what about the flooring? What do you think of the flooring that is right now exclusive to Dune?
I'm gonna do some tests on it, I think, in the coming week, just to actually see how repellent it is of things. I've got dirt and debris on there right now, just for my shoes and stuff. I need to vacuum that up and see how easy that is to clean up. But I'll say one thing that's annoying about it, and I ordered the all season mats because I'm in the Midwest, and I know I probably don't need them with this flooring, but I don't know. I want to be able to just pick up the mat and just dump it when I have stuff in it.
Yep.
Um, and so I ordered the all season mats, but I've got the Chilliwich mats that came with it for now until Rivian delivers me the other ones. And the flooring is super slick. Like it's got some kind of I don't know this weave on it or the stitching or something, and it's super slick. So like when you like move your feet around on the Chilliwich mats, they actually kind of slide around because they're only
Oh yeah.
anchored up by the seat. And so that's the only annoyance I have with it right now is the Chilliwich mats just do not want to stay put.
Hmm.
Like when I'm getting out, they kind of like twist up a little bit, and so these have to go. They have to go. And so I know there's people that do like all seasons in the winter and then the Chilliwich in the summer. Absolutely not gonna do that. It's gonna be all seasons all year round for me, all weather mats or whatever. And that's my only real gripe about the flooring is that it seems to be very slick to this Chilliwich mat.
Yeah.
It it is. So for people that haven't seen it or touched it, it appears to be like a weaved material, but it is a stiffer, like synthetic, or I don't even know how to describe it, material. I mean, it's
Yep.
not rubber.
No.
And I could totally see that happening now that you mention it. But I would absolutely love to have that flooring in mind just because of kids, crumbs, dog hair, like all the things. It's going to be
Yeah.
so much easier to clean than carpet.
Oh yeah.
I like
And
saying
you,
it's gonna be full of goldfish crackers and
Hmm.
Cheerio dust, Cheerio
oh
dust,
yeah.
and goldfish crackers
Oh yeah.
everywhere.
And even with the all seasons, you'll still manage to get stuff underneath
Yeah.
them.
Yep. Yep. It does have a different headliner too. I don't know if you knew that. Like it's got like it's not a fabric. It's a very similar like weave style that is in the flooring, but it's not the same material. It's something else, but it's different. It's all black, which is nice, and but it's a different headliner than my other car.
It definitely sounds
Can you
scratchier.
hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So almost like the seat backs, kind of on the Gen 1s.
Oh, I have to check.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's different.
Interesting.
It's different, but like it seems like this also would be easier to clean. Not that I'm gonna like start throwing sand up in the air, but
Yeah.
yeah, it would be easy if you spilled something like pop flew out of your can onto it or something. It'd probably wipe out pretty clean.
You say pop?
Awesome.
Yeah, we
He
say
he
pop around here.
does.
We
Oh,
say
What
pop
do you
around
say, Jimmy?
it's Coke unless it's Pepsi.
Yes.
Everything
yes.
is Coke. Everything is Coke unless it's Pepsi.
here. Why you gotta mess with
Yeah.
things, man? Why you guys? You gotta have explanation for that. Do you want a Coke? No, I want a Sprite. That just ruins the whole thing.
No, you ask what kind of Coke do you want?
Exactly. Yeah, no. Or unless
Yeah,
it's Dr.
no.
Pepper. Dr. Pepper, like that's just a known thing. Like,
Well, I mean, you can order by flavor, but it's like, hey, I think I'm gonna go grab a Coke. What are you gonna get? I don't know.
yeah.
Sprite, maybe a Dr. Pepper. I mean,
100% though. You're not wrong. I'm definitely more that way than pop. That was
but
both my grandfathers were pops. Anyways, go ahead. I'm
so
sorry.
well, so I've started to use I used to talk to people from all over the country on a regular basis, and so I heard pop and soda and all the things. So I actually years ago made it a point to try to call them sodas just because I like saying soda better than pop. But anyway, all right,
All right.
we digress as
Yeah.
usual.
Back
So
to Gen 2.
yes. So let's. I actually want to hear about your experience with tri-motor coming from a Gen 1 quad motor first, and then we could talk about other Gen 2 differences.
Okay. The first thing I noticed was it's slower in all-purpose mode. Um,
Hmm.
I don't feel like it like you have to throw into sport to really experience the Trimax. And so that's something that's different for me is like I feel like I could still send it in a quad and all-purpose. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like the quad Bosches were more responsive and at least to off the line to start in all-purpose mode. But this thing, you throw it in sport, it is absolutely insane. It's bonkers. I've heard it called violent. Um, it is crazy, and so like, and I try to not run it in sport because it lowers the suspension and causes uneven tire wear. So I only do that if I'm just want to zip around something and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I'm gonna show it off and do launch mode, I do it in sport. But it's great. I'm not complaining about either thing. I'm just saying that I feel like if I'm gonna send it, I'm definitely putting sport mode. But all purpose is great. I feel like the tires are surprisingly quiet, at least at this point, for the all terrains it has on it, the big all terrains.
Hmm.
And I think you guys might have said before in another video that it does get noisier as time progresses.
Yeah.
But
Just
right now it's
wait.
quiet.
15K after a little bit after your first year of ownership, those things are going to be screaming at you.
I feel like the
Yes.
cabin is quieter though. Like I feel like the cabin is quieter than on Gen 2. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's what I
But
feel.
the cabin probably will be. It'd be curious for you to get into a Gen 1 R1T
Yep.
and to try that because I feel like the cabin will be quieter no matter what if you're coming from an S because
True.
you've
I
got
mean,
I I think you might be right.
less
you have the
because there's
compressor.
less real estate.
You also have the compressor outside of the passenger
Right.
compartment on the R1T, right? Like in the
Yep.
R1S, the compressor is inside the passenger compartment, well, inside the passenger compartment's above it. So like you hear the air suspension up, airing up and going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Right.
this I don't hear that at all, which is really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the stereo sounds. This is a very polarizing topic. The stereo sounds, I'm gonna say, not bad, and it doesn't sound amazing, but it's somewhere between acceptable and good. I think again because what you're saying just before is like smaller space.
Mm-hmm.
The bass is not great. Maybe I need to dial that in a little bit, but the most of the music I listen to, it doesn't bother me. I'm not an audiophile, but like it's acceptable for me.
Yeah.
Um, it, it's it. I'll just also say kind of in summary, like the R1T in general is something special. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it yet, but it's something special, and I love it. So if you're
I'm
thinking about getting R1T, do it. It's fun. It's a fun little vehicle, or big vehicles actually. Um,
And they still ride better. And granted, I have
that's where I
not.
was, yeah.
Yeah, but longer wheelbase and suspension tuning for a very long time. At least Gen 1 versus Gen 1, T versus S, the T's ride so much better.
And I still I think it was Mike Kantorski, he just posted about it. Like he's got that Gen 2 R1S that he just took delivery of, and he's like the ride is not great. And Terry and a few of us all were like, it's the wheelbase. Like nothing wrong with a short wheelbase, or nothing wrong with the wheelbase in the S, but that 100 was it 135 inches in the T. It's just the way they've got the suspension dialed in with that wheelbase. It rides so much better
yeah, and
than any of the S's.
it's just a fun vehicle to drive. And I don't know. Speaking of fun vehicle to drive, like I actually used enhanced highway assist for the first time, EHA, and it was not terrible. Like it kept it would bounce between hands off and not hands off. That was the only annoying feature of it. Um, but I just love driving it, so like it wasn't that big of a deal. I would just wish like what we've heard is coming comes, and that's hands off everywhere and eyes off eventually, right? And it's like if I could
Right.
use it on all roads or all highways, interstates without like having to deal with, oh, it's going to go to a part where I'm supposed to put my hands on the steering wheel versus not. It's just that's the most annoying part of it. But it worked. It worked for my whole trip from normal home. I had it in highway assist of some way, shape, or form.
Nice.
Very cool. And cameras are much, much better, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's noticeable. They're not potatoes. It does have a camera in the mirror too, which is different. I can't. I've been trying to find it. Like maybe it's an angle or something. I'm trying to find it in the mirror here. So the driver monitoring, it does work. It caught me several times. Trying to use my phone, and
Nice.
but yeah, the cameras in general are good, and everything works very similar to the Gen 1 for the most part. I was surprised. One thing I was very surprised on was the adaptive headlights I haven't actually used them yet. I don't think I've driven it at night. Now that I think about it, um, in pitch black. Like I've driven with like dusk where I don't really need the headlights. But when I drove it and I went to check the screen on it, like the adaptive headlights are not turned on by default. That is the weirdest thing. Like you have a best in class feature, and
Yeah.
it's not enabled by default from the factory. Thought
That
that was
that
weird.
is wild. I didn't know that. And I've seen a lot of videos and it is super super impressive. That is one of the killer features in Gen
Yeah.
2 in my opinion. I mean, the cameras being better, that's nice. I don't have issues with my Gen 1 cameras. But yeah, the adaptive lights are awesome.
I do feel
I,
like the auto brights are actually pretty. The auto high beams are actually pretty responsive, anyways, on the Gen 1.
yeah,
They're very quick.
But those adaptive headlights are no joke.
yep, yep. And I do like having the new light bar and all that stuff. I think that's cool with the charging percentage on it. Um, it does also have the new tonneau cover, which I did a pressure washer test on and shared a YouTube short. So I washed like I got home from normal and the thing was just caked in bugs, right? Like it was rural Indiana, rural Illinois coming home. It caught every bug in between, and I pressure washed. Like I let it sit for the night. I'm like I got home, and I had to run kids and stuff, and I had that pressure washed the next morning, and like I did the tonneau cover intentionally just to see what happened, and it didn't let any water in on the sides, just back by the
Mhm.
tailgate, and so
Yeah.
I was kind of happy with that. Like like honestly, if I put something in there that can get that I would be mad about getting wet, I'd probably put it in one of those black storage totes with the yellow lid on them and just seal them up and just call it a day. That's what I'd probably do. But for the most part, it looked like it would keep it dry if I put stuff in there.
Yeah, I
So
would
that's
be
cool.
curious next time you think about it, like just hold the button to where it closes, and instead of just tapping it and walking away, hold the button until it shuts, because it'll actually shut deeper,
Okay.
shut more. However you want to word that.
Further,
Further,
Harder,
more closed.
stronger.
Yeah,
closed her. I like
closed
that.
her. So try that. Try that
Okay.
because every now and again on our truck it'll stump about uh, eighth of an inch short if I just tap
Huh.
and walk away. So I've got to
Interesting.
open it. I hold the button, let it shut all the
It's
way,
got
and
like a
then let
gasket,
go.
like
Mm-hmm.
a rubber weather stripping piece on the tonneau at the very tip of that. Seems like it's
Yep.
pushing against the back wall. So I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Um.
Door handles.
Door.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about
So
door
yeah. You
handles.
beat. I was like, what did I want to talk to you about? Because you mentioned
Do
it
you
to
really
us in
want to
that
know?
text message.
Do you really want to
Yeah.
know?
No.
They were squeaking at the factory.
Oh no, not those
So
door handles. The interior door
oh,
handles.
the interior door handles. The
Buttons,
interior door
yes.
handles.
The
Lack
buttons.
thereof. Yeah.
The buttons were I'm still adapting to the buttons from because especially in the front, right? The front has that lever that's emergency lever or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
so there's still that tendency. I think the Model 3 and some of the Teslas are the same way. They have a lever even though you're not supposed to use it. So I'm still I haven't used it yet, and but I keep like almost doing it from habit. But I do like the buttons. My daughter who has a real struggle with like coordination of opening the door and pushing at the same time on the model R1S. She's like she would open it and then she'd get it just to a crack and it would latch again and be like partially closed or partially open. And so she's got special needs and so that's a little bit of a challenge for her. And this one is awesome. Like she will push the button and push at the same time. Like it's all
Mm-hmm.
one motion. Just push the door and up out it goes. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that is a very good feature for people with special needs and coordination challenges, or you can do it with one handed, like very easily one with one finger even, right? And so in the morning when I drop her off at school, it's been very good from that perspective, as she can just push the button and push the door open. And the only challenge she has is that the doors are heavy. I think these doors are lighter than the Gen 1 doors, and so I think that's what I've heard, and maybe I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm taking a placebo pill or something, but it feels like they're lighter than the Gen 1 doors because they try to save on cost, and so like the doors are they're still heavy, but they're lighter, and she can actually get it shut without having me have to go around and then redo it. So that's good. I'm just like, slam it, just go ahead and slam it. It's a tank. Slam the door, you know, and so she does.
Yeah, you definitely you definitely have to forcefully shut our rear doors in the truck.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but she got it closed first try.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
There we
Oh,
go.
look at his video lighting. I love it.
No, that's the
Oh, I
mirror
know.
lights.
I know. That's
off.
what I'm saying.
I have it in camp mode. And they went off.
And they still went off. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
That needs to be a feature request. Yeah, it's interesting that they decided to essentially keep the door handle as the emergency. Like you would think. I mean, is it because it's literally this? I haven't paid enough attention as sad as this is.
Same spot. Yeah,
same spot, correct?
Spot,
but it's just
black.
But it's black now.
And it's not it doesn't have like any look like it's supposed to be pulled. It's just kind of hidden into the plastic kind of a little bit.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a fairing over the front. Like it doesn't make it look like it's part of the armrest.
Yeah, like in a '90s video game, it looks like you're supposed to do something with it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yes, nice,
great analogy. Yeah, that was hey that was top notch there, Chris. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it's surprising they didn't to your point about Tesla, with the Model 3 and the Model Y, it's inside the handle, basically, that you would use to grab. Yep. So it's apparent that it's there, but it's not something that I'm automatically going to go and grab out of habit.
Yep. It's only in the front, too. The rears don't have that. And so I need to RTFM on how you do that in the rear. Like, how do I get it looked like it was gonna be a pain in my ass to if there's an emergency, how do I get that door open, right? If there's no power. And so I need to read up on that and see how I read it up when it came out last year in June, and I don't remember. So and it's something about ripping a panel off or something. I don't know.
For all those wondering, the F stands for full. Read the full manual.
Yeah.
So the other thing that's weird that I don't have is I have the pocket under the seat for the driver's side. The driver, I put sunglasses in there in this pocket underneath me here in the front. There is none on the passenger. And so.
Oh, that's a foul. That's where all the napkins go.
I know. I've got sunglasses in this one. I would probably put napkins in that one on the passenger. Yeah. But I read, I was looking at pricing, and it's the part is $135 or $140, something like that. And so I'm not sure if it's worth it for that pocket to actually just buy it and swap it out, but I don't know. It's crossed my mind. It's definitely crossed my mind.
Somebody needs to 3D scan and create a 3D printing model for that pocket, because I have heard that people have retrofitted them in there. So if you can do that with the OEM, you ought to be able to do it with the 3D printed part.
It's the whole piece. It's this whole plastic piece, the front, the pocket, everything. That's $135. You can't yeah, it'd have to be the whole pice, and that's why it's $135. But it's not worth it to me. I don't know. If I could print it, I'll print it. But I don't know if there's anybody out there that's going to share that model to me for the print. If you have it, send it. I'll print it.
Yeah, it's interesting that there's only one. It's only on one side.
Yeah, it's different. I could steal it from the other one. I did. Oh, I did steal. Let's see what's on left. I did steal this bad boy though.
Yeah, can speaker. Nice.
So I took the
I have the drawer in mine.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
No,
Well, I 3D printed
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah.
And that drawer is awesome. I never used the speaker. I forgot that it was there, but that drawer, having a drawer there is pretty cool in my opinion.
And
man.
that's what my wife was saying when I said mine's gonna be a drawer. She's like, I'd love to have a drawer. I'm like, well, I'd love to have a speaker. And so it was actually just a menu option. Unlock the drawer, like use the unlock in the menu under like a
Hmm.
vehicle connect or something like that, and then it popped
Yep.
right out. The whole assembly came right out. Took it over there, threw it in, and did the swap with the speaker, and now the speaker's in here. So of course it's got like
Nice.
all of her like coffee stains or whatever on it because it's been sitting in there for 2 years. But um, I need to clean it. I
That is a
definitely need to
bad
clean it.
spot. Yeah, that is a bad spot when you get like an iced coffee and it just
Yeah.
sweats all, the whole drive somewhere. That
Yes.
speaker
Yes.
collects everything.
So
All of it.
the truck looks really nice, new interior, except with the speaker.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Yeah. Our poor speaker. We use it all the time. It's filthy. The like that rubbery coating is rubbing off in the corners. Because sometimes it gets put away dirty.
yeah,
But we use it every camping trip. Every
I
time we're
figure like
camping, it's out.
if she needs it, she can just take it. It's not a big deal, right? It's pop
Yeah.
right out, and she can even have to put it back in the pocket. I
Yeah.
mean, she could take it loose in the passenger seat if she needs it for something. So it stays near, stays charged, and it's good to go.
Yeah.
But
On,
trying to think of other
on,
cool stuff I have. Oh, I have the dynamic glass roof, which is nice.
very
I
cool.
thought that was the stupidest thing, and then I was like, it's kind of nice actually, just kind of hit the button and have it go like that.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
it's nice, and it's nice when it's sunny, like right, it's sunny out and you're driving, and it does like Rivian said it does not impact the heat in the cabin. I think that's because most of the heat comes from here, from the windshield. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
but I do notice it does keep a little heat off my head, my balding head, and so I'll take all the heat protection I can get.
On a scale from 1 to you never thought it would end, um, how many times were your kids in and out of the gear tunnel?
Oh, they keep asking if they can go out and play in the truck in the garage. So it's never ending. It is
I
absolutely
love
never
it.
ending.
I love it.
Um, the problem I have is I have the Bolt parked over here onto my side, and they think they can open the doors and go in and out because it's so easy with a push button. It's like I have to. It's like if they say they're gonna go play in it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna back out in the driveway because I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
This thing would dent that other vehicle
Oh yeah.
severely, and so but they've been in and out of it quite a bit. They my teenage son that's at 16, he climbed in the gear tunnel, and we put open
The
the
bread
roll
box.
top. Yeah,
Hmm.
the bread box, and then he reached through, and the kids just screamed and thought it was hilarious. Like he was reaching into here, and they were in the back seat.
I love it.
Um,
I
so
love
That
we
it.
is
did that.
cool.
And yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, they all climbed under. They wanted to get under the tonneau cover of all things, and so I let them under that. And I posted it to social media, and I'm like, I I probably should put a second post in there saying I did not drive with them in here or anything like that. They're just
Yes.
getting under. They absolutely, they're like the one my youngest the twin, he did not want in there, so I got four of the kids in there
That's
on their
funny.
own. They went in there and they shut it, and there's an emergency release button in there
Oh
too,
yeah.
and um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Anytime that I put, especially when we first got the truck, and my nieces and my nephew wanted to get in like the frunk, for instance. That was the first thing I did was like, here's the emergency button. I'm gonna shut it behind you. Like just pop it open, and I'll record a funny video of you like popping out of like a cake, basically.
they did not get in the front. I did not suggest that one. Maybe next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But you always got to show them the emergency button just in case.
Yeah, yeah. But
Uh,
anyways, overall, love the truck. I leased it for 3 years, so we'll see what happens at the end of the lease if I end up
yeah.
picking it up or not. Um, Also, the technology in EVs is progressing rapidly, so who knows? Maybe I buy it, maybe I keep it, or maybe I just trade it and get an R3X. R3X will be out in 2028, and so
Ooh.
3 years
Yeah.
from now.
The one question that I'm sure a lot of people, if they haven't seen your posts on X, would be curious about. You had, and for those that don't know, you had quite a few referrals.
Hmm.
Do you have any regrets on using the majority of your, or yeah. Do you have any regrets on using the majority of your referrals in order to pay down the lease to get it at a payment that made sense?
It's fake money. It's not even real money to me, right? And so
Yeah.
you should never put money down on a lease, first of all. So I didn't. I put fake money down from Rivian, and so I have no regrets. Like I got a really cheap payment, and if something happens to this thing where I total it out and I lose the money that the Rivian dollars that I earned
Yeah.
through referrals, then so be it, and I'll just get like a cheap Model 3 or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But
Yeah.
um, right at this point, I'll just keep earning more referrals, and I really do love the Gen 2, and so I'm looking at how do I save up more and maybe upgrade this thing at some point.
There you go. There
Maybe
you go.
2026 or 2027. I got some time to figure that out, but
Yeah.
that there are, like I said, the buttons were game changing for my daughter, and so that alone is probably a good use case for me to pitch to the wife to say, hey, maybe we should
Mhm.
upgrade you. So who knows? Maybe next year I'll get a Quadzilla Gen 2, and she'll drive to Kroger and Target with that thing.
There you go.
So
Well,
cool.
and the last thing that I will bring up is we thought that it would be cool, and it was actually Chris's idea to record this from the truck, which is awesome. When he first came on, he was using his AirPods, and I was like, Chris, that doesn't sound very good. Why don't you try to use the Rivian? And it sounds worlds better. I'm so glad you switched. So, yeah, Rivian microphone speaker quality or microphone quality is much better than the AirPods he was using.
Rivian Premium Audio.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
It elevates everything.
Wow. Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
I
whole
see what you did
nother
there.
elevation. Yeah, very nice.
Yes.
Well, we've run long, and
Yep.
we
Time
gotta
to get
hop.
to the
We
live
gotta hop
stream.
to the live stream. But congrats again, bud.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm super excited and a little jealous. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Live stream it up.
See you guys.
All right, let's do it.